Hey, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. As you'll see beside me here, we have the RTV-X1100 from Kubota with a front power PTO hooked up to it. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an overview of what an RTV is. So just whether it's the first time you're familiar with them or the 100th time, you'll get a little bit of information about that. But we're mainly going to be focusing about that PTO power pack on the front there with that sweeper. So, and we're also going to do a demo of it, so stick with us. Okay, so in the RTV lineup from Kubota, you know, they have the gas 850, they have the RTV-520, whether you're looking for a little one. Most people are looking for a diesel with a factory cab. That's 90% of what we sell. You know, it fits a lot of needs. And that's why you see what you see beside me. So it just goes everywhere, does everything for you. It's not for everybody. The big thing to know about the Kubota diesels, they are slow. They are a working machine. So, you know, your top speed on one of these is going to be 45 kilometers an hour, and I'm a little bit generous at that. You're probably going to be cruising at about 38 to 40, and it's going to take you a little while to get there. So, like I said, fully working machine. So you're not going to see any belts on here, you know, other than your standard fan belt. You're not going to see, it's got your 2-range hydrostatic transmission, so you got your high, low, and 90% of the time, you're going to be in high. And then whenever you're using something on the front, you're going to be in low or going up a steep hill kind of idea. So they're not overly specialized, but they are feeling a niche market. So as you'll see whenever we have it up here, is it has that hydraulic dump box on it. Extremely popular. You know, we sell a lot of these whenever you're going into your maple syrup producers in the spring, and then also for your just random person who has, you know, a couple hundred acres that they're looking to tour around on, you know, where they're doing some fencing or something like that, but they want to do it in comfort. Usually they're going to be a little bit older, probably what these are geared towards, you know, a little bit older of a clientele, because with that heat and air conditioning, you're going to be comfortable all year round. You know, you can throw a set of tracks on here. I recommend looking at a couple of videos on that. I believe Kyle Mainville's got an awesome one there, Mainville ATV, a little bit of shout out there. You know, if you want to learn some more about that, what you can do in the winter with one of these. But that hydraulic dump box, very popular. You know, it's got 15 cubic feet of storage space there, as well as a towing capacity of over 1,300 pounds. So going to fit a lot of needs. Whenever it comes to the seating inside the cab itself, a little bit limited. You're going to be a little bit uncomfortable there. Again, I've loaded them all up. I've had 3 or 4 people in there, you know, kids and adults, and you're going to be fairly comfortable, but it's not luxurious kind of idea. You know, it is a nice cab, but falling a little bit behind the market on that end. So some of them it all depends whether it was, you know, produced in the COVID era or before or after, but it is advertised with a 60-40 split bench seat in there. Sometimes it will be a full seat, other times it's 50-50, so just be mindful of that depending on what year you're looking at. It does have your power steering, so you know, it turns on a dime, nice, slick and simple. You know, whether you have an implement on the front, some tracks on there, it's going to turn and go wherever you want. It is 24 horsepower, so you're going to say, well, that's a little bit underpowered, and yes, it can be depending on what you're doing, but overall, if you're touring around or have an implement on the front that's size appropriate, not going to run into any issues on that because everything is matched up. So that kind of gives you a quick idea what an RTV is, what is available in the Kubota lineup, but let's now jump to talking about this sweeper and what makes it so special. Okay, so now skipping down front here is we have the power module with a PTO K-Connect kit on the front here with a few other options that we'll dive into. Pretty awesome setup. Usually you're going to see 9 times out of 10 a front snowblower or the V-blade on the front. Again, it's pretty special to see a sweeper. Again, this was sold as a package. It also does have the snowblower, the V-blade, and a rear sander with it. So it is the full package for commercial use. Pretty awesome kit. But focusing on what is here today. So like I said, it is that 4-connect system on the front. So basically what you're going to see a little bit heavier duty than what you're going to see on like a BO1 series tractor. It's been kind of modified to fit and loaded up to fit an RTV. It's not like it's a standard PTO you're going to see on the rear of a tractor. It is actually a drop box at the front of the engine to provide this power, to provide that motion there to turn the PTO and to power all those hydraulics. So you'll kind of see this nice fancy bumper here. Basically that's hiding all your hydraulic lines that then run to the back, to stealing from the hydraulic pump off the back. So Whenever you focus on the sweeper on the front, it is a V5266. Again, that means it is 66 inches wide. It has 34 brushes in there. The diameter of each brush, some people like to know that, is 24 inch. And it does come standard with poly brushes, or polyurethane if you want to get right into it, what that big long word is. And we're going to demonstrate it. Obviously it moves a lot of material really quick. And the nice thing about it is it's a nicely laid out system, just like the snowblower. It runs from that joystick inside, so I can angle left to right, lift it up and down, and it's going to do what it's going to do. And it is a very simple system. Yes, there is a lot of moving parts there, but very simplistic at the end of it. Basically, you just have some nice outside grease points here to maintain, and then you're looking to keep that pretty much level in the front. It does have a float system on it, and you want to use that float quite often, because whenever you deal with any sweeper, you can burn these brushes out in an afternoon. You can just plow it into the ground and wreck it. It's not hard to do. We obviously see that with some operators. It's also very simple not to do that, and that is to keep it in float as much as possible. The maintenance, like I said, you got a couple of grease points there. It is running on a couple of bogey wheels out front here to keep it, whenever it is in the float system, nice and level. Pretty easy adjustment to keep it from not being too much tilt on it, and it's basically just a hand crank there. You couldn't get any simpler than that. And then after that, whenever you move back to the actual power pack, again, a 4-point system to disconnect there. So 2 pins, you can pop that out in a lever and then go into your snowblower or a V-blade, and then just a couple of hydraulic lines to connect and reconnect. So very simplistic. Again, this is the optional grill guard that you can get with the LED lights. So 2 different options there, not very expensive, highly recommended to get that, because well, you want as much light as possible. You will see this goofy mirror out here. It is to help disconnect and reconnect and stuff like that, and to see what's happening. It doesn't really function all that well, but it is there if you ever do need it. One thing we always recommend here is to get the extra work lights up top, whether you put a light bar or upgrade those to LED. And then also there is lights for the back too to light everything up. And then this one, as you'll hear whenever we actually go out and use it, does have a backup beeper as well for that commercial use. So lots going on here. Great unit to see. So let's jump out and test it out now. So yes, that brings us to the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing that RTV in action with that front sweeper. As you can see, it does a bang up job. It's pretty simplistic. It's easy to run inside. You're nice and comfortable. You got depending on the time of year, you either got the heat and air conditioning, radio playing, lots of lights. You can see what you're doing. That hand throttle lets you operate it at wide open without ever thinking about it. This is such a simple machine that, it's even got a sticker up front on how to take it on and off. So, they try and keep things simple, easy, something that you're going to enjoy. Yes, I know it is expensive, but if you do have the use for it, I'd highly recommend getting a front sweeper for your RTV. So, if you did enjoy today's video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please down below. Thank you.